Hi, I'm Stephanie Stint, and this is my last class for my building leadership endorsement. Currently, I have a master's degree in curriculum and instruction, and I have a specialization in reading and language arts. A little bit about me. I live in Belleville, Kansas, which is a small town in north central Kansas, with my husband, who is a farmer rancher in that area. Together, we are in the process of raising or have raised 3 children. I have a 24-year-old son who got his undergrad at Fort Hays State University, and he got his master's degree just recently from K-State. I have an 18-year-old son who is a freshman at the University of Wyoming, and we have an 8th grade daughter. So we stay very busy with driving around in this state and other states as well. My background in education, I've been in education for approximately 25 years in a variety of capacities. I was in general education for quite a few years, a long time, as a classroom teacher in the intermediate grades. And then I moved into instructional coaching and a reading specialist. I was really involved in my school's analysis of data and working with students to meet their needs in reading, and then ensuring that those interventions were being successful. And currently, right now, for the past 7 years, I have been on the Kansas MTSS State Training Team. I'm what's called a Kansas MTSS State Trainer. And what that means is I consult with schools throughout the state to restructure their systems, so to speak, to support high quality instructional practices, data-based decision making, high quality curriculum and evidence-based interventions. And I spend a lot of time working with building leaders, principals, building leadership teams, teachers, the whole continuum of staff in schools across the state. So as I reflected on the innovation and technology and the impact that it can have on instruction and school improvement, I was thinking a lot about the use of technology for communication and collaboration, obviously, and as a way to demonstrate learning. Particularly in my job when we're doing a lot of professional development, it's really nice to have technology as a way for those participants to demonstrate what they've learned in a variety of ways through technology. And again, at the system level, the school system level, it's a way that they can house artifacts, assessment plans, curriculum documents, plans for school improvement, schedules, a way that they can all house those documents and be able to see them at a glance. That makes it really nice and expedites access to data as well. Most of the schools that I work with, in fact, all of them have a data system of some kind. And that makes sure everybody in the district who needs to have access to that data can actually access it at their fingertips. As far as the use of technology in classrooms, technology is necessary in this day and age, and it is really important that students know how to use the technology, how to use it for problem solving and learning. It's a great tool to enhance learning and engage students. But as teachers, I think we need to make sure that it's not a distraction from learning. It really takes intentional planning nowadays on the teacher's part to really think about what are my students going to get out of this lesson? How are they going to apply what they have learned by using technology? Just to be careful about the use of technology and how students can use it for actual learning. And it's more than just putting kids on a computer or using the smart board just to say we use technology. That it really should be intentional and used for learning. And in my experience too, obviously it's great to have assistive technology to help students who need that access to the curriculum, that there are ways that they can do that through technology nowadays. So as I critique my own use and non-use of technology, when I was a teacher, a lot's changed in 7 years since I've been in the classroom, and I used smart boards. That was the big technology that came out at the time. Obviously, assistive devices like speech to text for students who needed it, audiobooks. We had response devices, ways that students could demonstrate their learning, could practice opportunities. They did research and obviously used web-based programs and demonstrated their learning in a variety of ways like blogs, presentations, PowerPoints, those kinds of things. Nowadays, my use of technology is focused more around that communication aspect, using Google specifically. We use Google a lot to communicate with schools across the state because we are very spaced apart. It makes it very handy to be able, as I said earlier, to house those documents, those plans, that data, so that we can see it. Everyone in the school who needs to see it can see it. It's a really nice way to communicate. I do presentations regularly, so obviously technology is involved in those presentations, whether it's a PowerPoint or Google Slides, something like that. A really highly used piece of technology is the Google Hangouts, and that's a really neat way that we can communicate with our schools and our districts that are a distance from us. We can communicate regularly that way, so we're not driving out there all of the time. And also, we do create videos, webinars through programs like Screencast-O-Matic is one of those. So we can upload those to our websites and people can view those when they need more information or they just need a reminder about something that we'd already taught them. So a plan for me for improvement was first, I think I just need to know more. I'm unsure right now of how I can improve my practices because I'm just need to learn more about what those effective practices are. So the first bullet I put was professional development is the #1 thing for my own, is a way to improve my own use of technology. Then how that technology can be used to improve achievement. Again, I'd like to know what some of those evidence-based practices are and how we can help teachers implement those in their classrooms. The second bullet is part of my plan is to continue to use that technology as a way to connect with people across the state. It's a great way to do that. Refer to the ISTE standards because that helps guide, the expectations for how we use technology and how we can continue to improve. And also include digital citizenship into curricular choices, curricular discussions, whether you're doing social emotional learning, it can be tied into that, but make sure that digital citizenship is included as part of the curriculum. And funding, as most of the technology we use is very low cost or free. Google has a lot of tools that we use. Dropbox is another way of communication that does have a fee to it. But I do know that schools often write grants or have gotten grants to help them purchase technology. I know funds can be allocated to purchase technology, whether it's one-to-one or the continued upkeep of technology. It changes a lot. And then also that there is funds that are allocated for professional development so that teachers, administrators who would like to learn more are able to do that. So I look forward to learning more about the use of technology for school leaders in this class.